Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
At my signal, unleash hell.
What up, y'all? It is Devin with UPTV, and yes, I'm finally about to give y'all the truth about Jay-Z and his new album 444. I wanted to make sure I actually listened to the album a few times before I came to any conclusions about this album, and I hate to say it, but nothing has changed with Jay-Z since '96 when he came out with the album Reasonable Doubt. He is just as satanic as he's always been, and this album is no exception. Now, before I get deep into what I think about 444, let me just give y'all a little background info about the Carters. We gonna speak on their legacy.
J Beans?
J and Beans.
Oh, J and Beans?
Yeah.
Yo, all that's eventual. All I gotta tell y'all is I told y'all in 2002, and y'all ain't believe me. I told y'all that nigga was a crab, and y'all ain't believe me. You know what I'm saying? How many accounts gotta come up? Dane, Biggs, R. Kelly, Kiss, Beans. I mean, the list go on. That nigga's a crab. It ain't no hate involved, but you know, you gonna see. Still biting my step. Jaz-O's the best. Secret Society with Jay-Z, man. He's involved, but he's involved with this shit, man. He involved with that play shit. Like, see, people don't understand the science behind Satan, Lucifer, and God. And if you notice, he calls himself Jehovah or Hove. And before they started retranslating, you know, the New American version of the Bible, you know, Jehovah was known as a jealous God in the Bible. But I'm gonna give people the simple and general overstanding that all of those people, many of those prophets in the Bible, and even when you talk about these different deities in the Bible, they were not people. Even when you go into the Egyptian pantheon, like, they weren't people. But as far as Homeboy, like, it's really a bunch of Masons. See, the whole Freemason thing is based on a lower level of understanding. Like, the real secrets have never been revealed. They weren't supposed to be revealed. So all these people, they walking around like they know something for real, but they don't really know shit. You know, and he doing those little signs and all of that. Those are symbols that have been out there. They've been propagating them shits for a few thousand years. But number one, anybody who knows high magic knows that those shits don't have any power anymore. Number two, you know, everybody knows what they basically mean, like the understanding of it. Like, you know, as far as the pyramid and stuff like that I'm not really gonna go into. But I'm saying that simply to say that dude think he knows shit, but he still don't know shit. He could get as many degrees as he want, but it's just like trying to get all degrees you want, but you still got a ceiling. He can't go but so high because the people that he worshiping, that he kissing their ass and letting them fill him up and shit, they don't know shit. They trying to find out every day from us. That's why they follow hip hop. That's why they follow the blues. That's why they follow soul. That nigga's nothing. That's my son, unfortunately.
Now understand, Jay-Z sold his soul before Tupac died. I don't know how many times I said this, but go back and listen to his song The Evils or Devils. If you never heard it before, go check it out. He took a direct sample from Snoop Dogg's Murder Was the Case, in which Snoop admitted he sold his soul, but he also used Prodigy's bars, which helped tell Jay-Z's story. And this is his sellout story. The chorus is, "Dear God, I wonder, can you save me? Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Dear God, I wonder, can you save me? Secret society trying to keep their eye on me." In the first verse of this song, Jay-Z says, "This shit is wicked in these mean streets. None of my friends speak. We all trying to win. But then again, maybe it's for the best though. Cause when they're saying too much, you know they're trying to get you touched." Now, you could take these lines and say that he's referring to somebody snitching by saying too much, but when I read these lines, I feel like he's referring to Tupac and Death Row. Understand, at this time, Pac wasn't cool with Snoop or Dre. Everybody from Death Row went their own separate ways, and Pac was saying too much about the Illuminati with his whole Illuminati movement he was starting. So he was calling out everybody. He called out Biggie, he called Biggie the Notorious P.I.G. Jay-Z was Gay-Z. He was getting at everybody. So they got him touched. They had Pac killed.
I told you you can't trust these niggas. Now Puffy done killed Tupac, man. I told you you can't trust these niggas. Now Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
Now continuing on, he says, whoever said illegal was the easy way out couldn't understand the mechanics and the workers of the underworld. Granted. Now, when you think of the underworld, what do you think of? I know in my mind, I instantly think of the devil or Hades. Before you try to go deep in this game, you better understand the mechanics and the workings of the underworld. Granted. What does he mean when he says granted? He says that because in order to be a part of the underworld and make millions and live a life as a superstar, you have to be granted that by the devil by selling your soul.
What's up right now? Hollywood used for spells, or Holly Tree used for spells. The sorcerers and witchcraft, people who did witchcraft, would take Hollywood specifically from the Holly Tree and use it to manifest or conjure spirits in order to aid them for things that they want in this world. Specifically, material gain was one of the things that were being ritualed and manifested. So these entities, in return for helping these people, Masons, Illuminati, and all of these crazy ass white people who do the shit they do, these entities would bargain you. They would want to host you because they don't have a physical body. So, or like I broke down in one of my videos, when you sell your soul, selling your soul is two things. Just going against your righteousness and doing something that you know is wrong. But for two, selling your soul is allowing a external entity to inhabit you while you are in your physical life. And basically you take a back seat while in your own body.
9 to 5 is how you survive. This is what Jay-Z says. I ain't trying to survive. I'm trying to live it to the limit and love it a lot. I mean, think about that. Sounds like he's willing to do anything. Anything. Life ills poison my body. I used to say, fuck my skills. I never pray to God. I pray to God-E. That's right, it's wicked. That's life, I live it. Ain't asking for forgiveness of my sins. Wow. You pray to God? I mean, you pray to God-E? You never pray to God? You know what I'm saying? He says, that's right, it's wicked. That's life, I live it. Just to confirm that he meant what he said to y'all. Now, these is Jay-Z's own words. If you think Jay-Z is spiritually right, then something is wrong with you. I don't feel right even repeating these words because I love my Lord and Savior and never want to shame or undermine his power and authority in any way. But anyways, fast forward, Jay-Z comes out with H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. This is when he declares himself to be God. That's why he calls himself Jehovah, like the name of God, Jehovah. He even confirms this on his Blueprint album when he does the song Takeover, which was a diss to Nas. He makes it clear that he feels he is God when he says, and I quote, God MC me Jehovah. His album titled The Black Album is a tell-all album, even having a song on the album called Lucifer, and everybody who knows Jay-Z, even if they like him, know that this is an extremely satanic song.
I feel like, you know, Sinatra, you know, in my time, you know, modern day Sinatra, so, you know, I try to live up to that, you know. I get possessed by the spirits.
Both Carters, Jay-Z and Beyonce, have admitted to being possessed. In Beyonce, we actually got to see the possession take place during her Super Bowl halftime performance.
To see this satanic witch's face change as these legion of demons manifest in her face and in her eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it along slowly. You'll see the evil, demonic expressions in her face, as well as her eyes change pitch black, like black marbles. You'll see her tongue change. Her tongue is going to be filled with a tremendous amount of veins. Pay close attention. You're going to see her eyes change to pitch black. You're going to see her facial features change. Look at her neck. It's going to look like something is coming out of her neck or coming into her neck. It's very, very satanic and very disgusting looking. It's so quick, she's morphing. Her tongue, if you can see her tongue now, her tongue has changed and it has a tremendous amount. It looks like veins or different type of lines running through it. I truly believe, as the Lord said in the word, that he's going to put enmity between the seed of Satan and the seed of the woman. And then in Revelation, it talks about the dragon attacking the woman that birthed the child. I believe we're talking about the wheat and the tares. There is a satanic, reptilian, a serpent's bloodline. You can see her tongue change and then change back. You can see her eyes turn pitch black. Can you see that, folks? Beyonce has officially left the building. You're going to see a very evil and sinister look come on her face as that entity has now. You can see the hate in the eyes of this demonic entity. Folks, this is not a joke. Millions of children, millions of young girls worship and idolize this demonic satanic witch. She is nothing more than a child molester, as all Satanists are. She's a child murderer. Her music is to destroy the souls of as many people as she can. And there are so-called Christians that allow their daughters, their sons, to listen to this music. This music is from the pits of hell.
When Jay released his album Magna Carta Holy Grail, it was no different. This album was very satanic. In one song called Crown, Jay says, "Bitch asked if I was God. Fuck, I'm supposed to say no?" In another song, Heaven, he says, "Arm, leg, arm, head, this is God body." For those that don't know, arm, leg, arm, head is Allah. That's what it spells. Knowledge, wisdom, freedom, understanding. We just want our equality. Food, clothing, shelter, help a nigga find some peace. Happiness for a gangster. Ain't no love in these streets. Conspiracy theorists screaming Illuminati. They can't believe this much skill is in a human body. I'ma keep it real. Don't go listen to this song without the armor of Christ on you. Because this song will make you question your spiritual beliefs. I believe you shouldn't stay closed-minded. I think that you should be open-minded. I personally have studied many major religions, but the truth is, I believe personally that the truth is found in the Bible. Believe that. The song is dark in nature, and understand these demonic forces ain't nothing to play with at all. So just a heads up and warning, this song is evil. Just like the song he did on his album with Kanye called Watch the Throne. The song No Church in the Wild again attacks religious people, with Frank Ocean on the chorus saying, and I quote, "Human beings in a mob. What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer? who don't believe in anything. This is atheism. And he creates songs to confuse and mislead the youth to believe there is no God. Everybody has seen the shirt Jay-Z with the quote saying, "Do what thy will." This was written by Aleister Crowley, the creator of the Satanic Church.
Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law is an ethical code that has seeped into our culture, infiltrating Hollywood circles and spanning to the highest tiers of our power structure. It's known as the Law of Thelema, found in the writings of Aleister Crowley. And while some have labeled Crowley the wickedest man in the world, others have affectionately dubbed him the most notorious occult magician of the 20th century. So who was Crowley, and does he really deserve the title of the wickedest man in the world? Or was he just a spoiled rich pervert with nothing else to do? Well, hopefully at the end of this 5-minute video, you'll be able to tell me. Aleister Crowley's real name is Edward Alexander Crowley, and he grew up in England with evangelical Christian parents, even attending a Christian boarding school growing up. Crowley's life did a 180 when his father died of cancer. His father's death marks the start of Crowley's dysfunction, accented by a growing hatred of his mother and the church, which spiraled into destructive behavior, drug abuse, and an obsession with sex. From the diaries of Aleister Crowley, he recalled this period of his life and his resentment of the church as this: "I wanted sin, a supreme spiritual sin, but hadn't the slightest idea how to go about it." So Crowley separated himself from his pious start, publishing his erotic and lewd poetry while at Cambridge, documenting his rapidly growing obsession with promiscuity. There at Cambridge, his interest in magic, secret societies, and the occult ignited, and thus his desire to become a black magician manifested, which became the driving force propelling him throughout the rest of his life. The Golden Dawn, a secret society of literary and other notable figures, wasn't enough for Crowley. He craved a darker variety of magic, and practicing dangerous rituals with risks of setting loose evil spirits sort of satiated his hunger. But he wanted more sin, more power, at whatever cost. Crowley joined covens but never stayed in them due to his lack of respect for the practices of the coven, as well as his homosexual inclinations. He also became a high-ranking Freemason, holding membership at several lodges and gaining several Masonic degrees. On his honeymoon, Crowley and his wife visited Egypt. His wife was said to have encountered a deity or a spirit or a demon on their honeymoon during a ritual they did. When Crowley prompted her to reveal what spirit she encountered, she showed him an exhibit at a museum in Cairo. The exhibit's number? 666, the number of the beast in the Book of Revelation. And despite his well-published and documented dabbling, or really submersion into the occult, he was hired by British intelligence as an agent. He even played a major role in the plot to overthrow the government of Spain. Crowley's use of drugs is noteworthy, not only his self-medicating, but also his drugging of others. Unbeknownst to them, he would invite individuals over for dinner, drug them, and document their behavior. Crowley's role in World War II involved propaganda. He became the editor of a pro-German magazine called The Fatherland, pitched ideas to help the Allies, and dropped occult pamphlets to the German countryside, which painted the German leadership as satanic. Thus, his prowess in propaganda might explain why his practices and teachings are still in vogue today. An emphasis of Crowley's teachings is sex magic, which is really part of a formula and rituals that make use of sex itself as an integral element. Crowley identified sex as the most powerful force in life, and the supreme source of magical power. Now that we have all the facts laid out, let us discuss some of the theories surrounding Crowley and his impact on the world. Crowley was recognized by the BBC as the 73rd greatest Briton of all time. Perhaps one of the most intriguing theories surrounding Crowley is the theory that he is Barbara Bush's father, making him George W. Bush's grandfather. meaning that Barbara Bush was a product of sex magic and occult blood exists within our United States presidents. Another theory is Aleister Crowley's connection to the founder of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard. And beyond that, Nathan Crowley, an admitted cousin of Aleister, was the set designer for Dark Knight Rises, which featured the name Sandy Hook in the film before the event even took place. So was Aleister Crowley overhyped? Are we giving him too much credit? Was he really the wickedest man in the world? Despite his depravity, despite whatever he dabbled in, despite his practices, he was still in the inner circle, and they accepted him with open arms, kind of like they do today. Let me know your thoughts below, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing.
He wrote that when you once had a miscarriage, you showed him the fetus in the jar.
Now, really,
we touched on it before, but we didn't elaborate. Put it in the jar. What?
Jay-Z has turned Beyonce into Sasha Fierce. Before Jay-Z, Beyonce was a Christian. She had a totally different image, but Jay-Z is responsible for her going satanic. Now, here we are at his 13th studio solo album. 13 is a big Illuminati number. It represents the original 13 families who colonized to the US. It's embedded in so many of their logos like McDonald's, Baskin Robbins, and even JC's Penney's logo. The list goes on. Friday the 13th, the 13 steps on the Illuminati pyramid found on every dollar bill. The eagle on the dollar bill has 13 stripes, 13 stars, 13 leaves on the olive branch, and 13 arrows, and even some modern day elevators don't have a 13th floor. Jay-Z is an Illuminati Satanist and is selling an album that he calls 444, which actually means 666. Sounds crazy, I know, but remember, Lucifer masquerades himself around as an angel of light. Why would a Satanist like Jay-Z use such an angelic number for his 13th Illuminati album title? Lucifer is the light bearer. In fact, Illuminati itself means the enlightened ones. The truth is, they only bear a false light. On the Black album, Jay-Z had a popular song called 99 Problems. You can clearly see on the album that it is the track number 9. When you flip it upside down, you have 666. Still not convinced? Okay, on the same album, he had a track called Lucifer, which was produced by Kanye West, that he speaks a lot of unholy wickedness this entire song. Go listen for yourself. I can't make this shit up, okay? Still not convinced? That same song remixed on the Linkin Park's album said 666 backwards, murder, murder, Jesus. I can't make this up. Go look it up, okay?
Jay-Z, H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy, Jehovah God. That's what he calls himself. He believes that he is God, and he believes that Jesus Christ is not the Son of God. He believes that the black man is God. His clothing line is called Rockaware. Those are his clothes. You can't go into a... I mean, I have a hard time shopping for clothes now, Brother Dwayne. I mean, I just get depressed almost. I go into Burlington or something, man, and I mean, you know, I don't have Herman Murray money, so I can't be, you know, I can't wear gaiters every day. So, you know, I go to the regular department store, and every section is hip-hop clothing. Rockaware. Sean John. But this is Jay-Z, and he had an album called The Black Album, and of course these guys release songs, you know, underground, and they do this kind of stuff, and we just happen to come across a very disturbing song by Brother Jay-Z. It's a song that he actually recorded and has a backwards message in it, and we had to reverse the song and play the song backwards to get this message for you. Y'all remember back when the heavy metal folks used to do that? And they would put the backwards messages in their music, and they'd say that your subconscious was smart enough, that right brain was smart enough to decode and flip that message, so by the time it got to the left side of your brain, you understood it, and you didn't even know you understood it. You just acted it out. because they had the song called Another One Bites the Dust. Queen played it backwards. It said, I like to smoke marijuana. Yeah, and then they interviewed kids, and kids say when they listen to it, they just want to get high. They just want to smoke weed, and they had no idea that that message was being reversed in their minds and causing them to want to do that. Isn't that weird? God made us smart. Look at somebody say, you smart? So I don't care what they say about you. This brother has a very disturbing message in this song. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Can I let y'all hear it? Y'all listen.
666. Murder, murder, Jesus. 666.
666, murder, murder, Jesus. This made you feel kind of funny, didn't it? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
After fully analyzing this album for a majority of the album, Jay took a very subtle approach to this album and the symbolism behind it. The reason for this is because the devil always must still convince people that they are good people. We're given our heroes by the powers that be. Jay-Z was chosen as a leader, our hero, to misguide blacks and lead them to hell. So his image is as one who is pro-black. That is why Beyonce was pro-black at the Super Bowl. Jay-Z did the song My President is Black with Young Jeezy and was best friends with Obama. And we know the truth about him. He's definitely a part of the Illuminati and have direct relation to almost every other president. So his song and single for the album Story of OJ was pro-black. But Jay exposes himself in this album on the track called Bam with Damon Marley. Jay-Z says, fuck all this pretty Sean Carter shit, nigga. Hove. Sean was on that gospel shit. I was on the total fucking opposite. Wait, now hold on, y'all. Hold up. What the fuck does he mean? He's saying him, the person, Sean Carter, was a good person who loved the Lord, who loved the gospel, and the entity that possesses him, who calls himself Hove, was the complete opposite. If you don't worship God, you worship Lucifer. Hove represents Satan. So when he said, oh, we gonna reach a Billy first, I told my wife the spiritual shit really worked. Alhamdulillah, I run through them all. He wasn't talking about the one true Jehovah or Allah, whatever you call him. He's talking about Satan. That the spiritual shit he's talking about is the Illuminati rituals. Listen to their music, see them in concert, and you will see that they are talking spiritual wickedness. Alhamdulillah means praise be to God, but his God ain't your God. His God is Satan. Also, take note that this album will have 13 songs, but so far only 10 have been released. I'm eager to hear what Jay has to say on the last song, the 13th song, but already the title looks satanic in nature. It will be called Many-Faced God. Just do a Google search on this. Here's what I found. The many-faced God, alternatively known as the God of Death, is a deity worshipped by the mysterious cult of assassins known as the Faceless Man, who are headquartered in the free city of Bravos, and they believe that through their assassinations, they do his work. If you've seen Game of Thrones, then you know about the many-faced God. But again, that's not our God. That is Lucifer himself. So what do y'all think? Is this real or fake? Is Jay-Z using subliminal messages, or are we just reading into this too much? Sound off in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a blessed day, UpTV family, and I'll holla at y'all later. Peace. Thank you for watching UpTV. If you like this video and would love to see more, check out these great videos here. And don't forget to subscribe to UpTV and UpTV2 for even more great videos.